This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday, February 21st, 2025. Born on this date in 1940, civil rights leader and Georgia Congressman John Lewis of Troy. Today we'll talk about a suicide prevention bill, a credit union scam, the passing of a Muscle Shoals musician. We'll sneak in a couple more also. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. The Alabama Senate passed a bill that would offer gun owners a way to voluntarily give up their firearms while they're having suicidal thoughts, reports AL.com's Mike Kaysen. State Senator Keith Kelly, an Anniston Republican, introduced the Houston Hunter Act, which would create firearm hold agreements between the gun owner and a federally licensed gun dealer or a law enforcement officer. The dealer or officer would then return the firearm at the end of the hold agreement without taking on any civil liability. The Houston Hunter Act is named after Houston Lee Tumlin and Hunter Chase Whitley, two veterans who took their own lives shortly after returning home from active duty. According to Kelly, both men had their guns taken away previously by their mothers, but that the relationship is different with a gun dealer. And it might be a more comfortable deal for suicidal gun owners to enter into. Also, in some cases, people might be more likely to surrender their guns if they've already made an agreement to get them back. Also, a bill that's been proposed in the State House of Representatives would repeal Alabama's law that prevents local governments from setting their own minimum wages, reports AL.com's Patrick Darrington. The ban on local minimum wages was passed in 2016 to head off a Birmingham City Council attempt at setting a higher minimum wage in the Magic City. The law keeps labor regulation power at the state level. Now, don't bet your whole current salary on this repeal passing, but it has been filed by State Representative Neil Rafferty, a Birmingham Democrat, and it perhaps and unsurprisingly indicates that the state and the city of Birmingham are still at odds on the issue 9 years later. The Baldwin County Jail in Bay Minette is no longer holding detainees for Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, reports AL.com's Patrick Darrington. Now, we've previously reported that they were, but according to Baldwin County Sheriff's Office Captain Daniel Steelman, the jail doesn't meet criteria for holding those whose only charge is for an immigration violation. He said that ICE told the sheriff's office that detainees could no longer be held there at the jail. The facility has failed past inspections because it didn't have the right-sized recreational yard. Hartselle police have warned customers of Redstone Federal Credit Union to beware scammers that are targeting them, reports AL.com's Lita Gore. Police say people are calling customers, pretending to be representatives of the credit union, and even calling from numbers that look like they're from an RFCU branch. The scammers say that there's a problem with your account, and wouldn't you know it, they need your personal information for verification. They might ask for your account number, your PIN, or your social security number. Now, the Hartselle Police Department sent out some tips on what to look for and what you should do. I think it's applicable well beyond RFCU customers. Here are a few of those tips. Don't give out any personal or account information over the phone. Hang up and contact the credit union so that you know you're talking to a real representative. If you get a suspicious phone call, don't engage with the caller. Now, if the call sounds like it's an emergency, they have to get this done right now, or your account's at risk, or they're going to report you to the authorities, and the authorities are going to come get you. It's certainly a truckload of bull. And If you get any contact that you don't expect from the credit union, phone call, text, email, homing pigeon, verify it independently before you respond to it. Also, it's not a bad idea to set up some security alerts for your account to keep up with transactions and login attempts. Well, Junior Lowe, one of the Muscle Shoals musicians you may not know by name, but has impacted sounds you've heard most or all of your life, passed away last Saturday, reports AL.com's Matt Wake. Now, everybody's heard of the Swampers, the most famous studio band lineup that worked in Muscle Shoals. But over the years, there have been plenty of musicians and plenty of now iconic recording sessions to go around. Lowe came over from Florence and played a big role. He was a guitarist and a bassist, and you can hear his work on, for example, Clarence Carter's Patches and Bobby Gentry's original version of Fancy, and Percy Sledge's When a Man Loves a Woman. That's a great recording, by the way. There's a recording of that on YouTube that someone recorded off their record player with the white noise and everything. It's a great way to listen to music from the 60s. But anyway, he told Matt a few years ago that he loved playing on Wilson Pickett records. Junior Lowe was 84 years old. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. Enjoy that weekend. We'll be back here about Monday morning. Until then, as always, come by and see what we're doing anytime you want to on the internet at AL.com.